Hey there, Cosplay Cafe cosplayers. Yeah, that was a bad intro. But you know what? It's one of those weeks. So, welcome to the cafe. I'm one of your baristas serving up a hot, steaming cup of cosplay. And tonight is our annual Halloween episode. I'm really excited. Technically, I'm the guest tonight. It's also my pre-birthday episode. So I got to choose the theme, and we're taking it back to my very first fandom, which we'll talk about after our intro, which I'm going to cue up right now. All right. So Crayle is going to be a few minutes late, but we do have my fantabulous co-host, Andrea. And it's a vampire party up in here, y'all. Welcome, Andrea.
Hello.
Here's with my glass that may or may not be blood.
Well, I got things that make it hard to drink anything, I guess, except blood, so.
Yeah, so I'm kind of glad I kind of found my things. I'm going to start off. Well, first of all, I'm going to share this comment. Thank you, David. David says,
Yes.
Happy pre-birthday, Kelly.
Happy.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about the fact that I said I was going to talk about this pre-show. This costume is a hot mess because I put things off and got in my head about it because I wanted to be Vampire Willow since her first episode, or since her episode aired. It was an alternate version of the Buffyverse, alternate universe episode. I'm a sucker for those. Vampire Willow had an awesome look. Buffy was my first fandom.
I think it was a lot of people's first.
It was a gateway. And so I got in my head about this costume and I couldn't figure out how to do certain parts. So I put it off until this week. And then I was, there's stuff in front of my sewing machine. It was less effort to hand sew than it was to move the stuff in front of my sewing machine. So that slowed me down. And then I was going to basically put in a few hours yesterday and finish it. But then I had a migraine. So this is why Vampire Willow doesn't have sleeves. They are so close to done that it hurts.
But you still look amazing, so.
You're so sweet. But this is our lesson. So Cosplay Cafe, yes, our guests usually have amazing costumes. My co-hosts usually have amazing costumes, but Cosplay Cafe is not just about the quality of the costumes. It's about being real and talking about self-care is number one.
Definitely. More than anything.
Yesterday I could have pushed myself, but I have a busy weekend. I have a couple photo shoots this weekend that I'm really excited about. I have this show that I'm really excited about. I was like, I could either enjoy my weekend or I could push myself to finish this costume when really I'm the only one who's going to care.
Well, we would love it, but you still look fabulous, so that's all that matters.
Well, I'm still going to finish the costume. I'm just going to finish it in time for Halloween, and then I'm going to do a badass photo shoot, and that's probably going to be next month's Patreon plug.
Yeah. Like I said,
this cosplay.
I've wanted to be Nadja for a while. I have a shirt cut out. That was like, beginning of the week, I was like, I could finish this. But I was like, no, I actually have to get Anastasia finished to wear for this event next week. And Anastasia is taking a lot of time. So it was
looking beautiful.
Freak out over 2 costumes or just one and throw pieces together found at Goodwill, and my corset vest that has been very trusty through several costumes lately. So,
And you look gorgeous.
well, thank you. I'm playing with the fangs again.
They're so much fun. I love them.
Until you knock them loose and you're trying to get it back on without spitting it out.
Yeah, no, that's not fun.
Yeah, because they have the little crap that it adheres around your tooth, but it doesn't stick. It just melds around, so it's really strange if you've never worn them.
Yeah.
But it's still fun. You still get to be a vampire for a little while, and what we do in the shadows is a really stupid, amazing vampire show. So.
That is on my watch list. I have not watched that yet, and I'm sad about it.
I love the whole premise. It's like a reality show, kind of like The Office or Parks and Rec. But it is basically if the vampires were very, very inept at being vampires. And Nadja's usually completely done with the crap of the men she lives with. So, and one of them is her husband. So I love it. She's just kind of always done with everything, and she's just fabulous. Also, the actress is not this little skinny rail, and I'm like, oh, we actually have a curvy vampire here, so it's pretty cool to have, not just the little tiny supermodel sized actress playing her.
My husband just found my SD card for my camera that I've been looking for.
Oh, fantastic.
He has never been sexier. He's doing a little wiggle. He's very good at finding things I lose. It's
that's what being a couple is for. You help each other out.
Yeah, I feel like he helps me more than I help him. But no. I don't know what I want for the relationship. Hey, Ryan.
Hello. Welcome.
Crayle is joining us at some point. She's just running a little late. And Ryan wants to know how you're doing, Andrea.
Exhausted. It's been a very long few weeks because we just did inventory at work. We're going into the Christmas season. So I'm tired. Then I come home and work on this Anastasia costume. So, yeah.
Which again, if you all aren't following Andrea's cosplay page, you are missing out on some gorgeous work in progress. Like this Anastasia dress is a masterpiece.
And I'm like freaking out now because I'm making it my own, like adding my own little touches to it, but finding out that in May next year, Don Bluth is going to be at MomoCon. And I first off didn't know he was still alive, because he's 85
I didn't know that either. That's awesome.
And I am now like, I need to go to MomoCon and wear my Anastasia costume. So I'm over here like going, yes, I have till May to do little fixes and perfections on it. But I'm over here going, Don Bluth might see my costume. I need to make this thing amazing and perfect.
He's going to love your costume, okay? Okay, if you wore it as is right now, you just wore the pieces, he would love it.
And I'm, friend of the show, Pastel Gosloth V did my wig and was like, after your event, bring it back and I can make it even better. And I'm going, where? Crayle's here!
Hi, Crayle. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you, Ryan. Ryan says happy birthday.
It's so close.
I know.
Kelly will be like, what,
20? I'm a horrible Phoenix sister.
Nobody's going to believe Kelly has aged another year, so it's cool.
Bless you. Yeah, my husband called me old, so I told him I'm leaving him for Derek because Derek told me I'm having a 26th birthday. So it's a shame Derek's not watching.
Where is Derek? It's like
I don't know. He missed his chance. Because I did tell my husband last weekend when he was teasing me about being old because I am older than my husband.
But also, it was funny because Derek's missed a couple, and one time he commented when I had posted something after the show, was like, "Did I miss an episode?" I'm like, "Yeah, we just finished."
Well, we're gonna have to give Derek crap for missing my birthday episode.
I know.
Okay, you two talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna try to pick a few cosplay pictures to show off. It's hard to narrow it down. I've been cosplaying for 14 years. This is tough.
Remember when I sent and we had to narrow me down? So
I mean, you're way longer than me.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, Ryan says that Kelly and Crayle haven't seen you in ... 24 hours. Laughing emoji. I have seen Ryan, like, video-wise, like 3 times this week now.
We love you, Ryan.
It's excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, y'all got to have fun. I was at work. It's okay.
Right.
Just gonna
Well,
quit
you were
work,
there in
that's fine.
spirit.
If I could quit my job and just do podcasts, that would be great. But you know,
Same. And you guys know how to make that happen?
support us.
Right? Yeah. Shop from that Y Cosplay link that's in the show notes.
Buy me a coffee.
Right.
the-
Visit mine and Kelly's.
You can join the Phoenix
Patreon.
Sisters Patreon, which doesn't help Andrea, but like we're
If
we
she
make-
Because
wanted
I
to-
always think about making one, and then I go, nobody would subscribe to it. So my brain's
think-
like, nah.
I think a
If
lot of
you-
people would subscribe to it. You're amazing.
If you want in on a Phoenix Sisters project, also, we're not going to cut you out. You're our Phoenix extended
There-
sister.
There's several of us with that Phoenix connection. So
Mm-hmm.
trying to yawn. And of course,
We were talking about this in Comic Books The New Class on Tuesday, which is my other podcast that you should definitely follow, Comic Books The New Class on YouTube or Facebook. We were talking about how the Phoenix hive mind just keeps growing and growing.
Yeah, we got a few more. We keep adding to it.
It
It's
is
fine.
fantastic and also a little exhausting because sharing a brain with all you people is a lot.
Yeah,
I love you all, but
it's also
it's hard to
almost
be
kinda-
inside my head.
That is for sure.
David asks, how many Phoenix cousins are there now?
We've lost
Count. Yeah.
I know there's the 3 of us. We pulled Sierra in,
Kayla's a Phoenix cousin.
Kayla. And it's really scary how much Jen and I were the same person. So she's basically all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Then.
Oh, yeah.
That was a little too creepy that Jen and I were like the same person in 2 different
I
bodies.
know. Jen is great. We love
Apparently,
Jen.
Kelly thought that when she invited her to be on the show, she was just like, she has so much in common with Andrea. They're going to hit it off.
I knew it. I knew it.
So yeah, there's a lot of us now. It's a small army we're amassing.
Careful. We are taking over the world.
Yep.
Taking over the
About
world.
time, right?
I mean, I feel like we could do a better job than those in charge right now. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We couldn't make it any worse.
That would
Okay,
be.
so 2 weeks ago we were saying that Keisha was just going to run for president in a few years.
I'm going to be in her cabinet.
Me
I don't
too.
know how
Yeah.
Because Keisha be driving me crazy.
Oh goodness! I keep wanting to yawn, and it's really hard to do in a corset, y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I've had a very, very long week and little sleep. Yay! I got a mini vacation starting next week, so mostly because I got a bunch of volunteer stuff for Halloween. And I have one tomorrow too.
Nice.
You're always volunteering for stuff.
You're such a big
Yeah.
bird.
Well, October is a really big month for people to contact Cosplay Memphis to have us come to their events. So,
Which makes sense.
yeah, we're doing a trunk or treat tomorrow at the library near my house. I finally don't have to drive like 35 minutes to get to one of our events. It's literally a couple of blocks away.
That's a nice treat for you.
Yes, me and one of the other members, we live out here, and we're like, oh, thank God, we don't have to drive all over Memphis. I could walk if I wanted to, except that we're using my car for the trunk or treat. So,
So,
you can
you know.
walk if you want to and leave
I
your
was
friends
about
behind.
to sing that.
Phoenix Mind, baby.
there it is.
Ryan says Andrea works 80 hours a day, hard worker.
Kinda.
All of us, Ryan. Like that's a Phoenix sister problem.
Seriously, yesterday from 4:30 until I left work, I was the only manager in the whole building. So that was fun.
She works at a Target. Those are big buildings.
And I worked the busiest one in the entire city of Memphis. We're an $80 million store. So yeah, a little bit of business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So you two, between vampires, werewolves, and zombies, what's your favorite?
I've always been a vampire fan, but I do love werewolves. It's kind of a toss-up depending on what it is.
That's fair.
I do enjoy the vampire stuff because I grew up on, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Anne Rice, watching the old like Dracula and Nosferatu. But I do like a good werewolf story, so yeah. I like mythology, cryptids, all the creepy Halloween stuff.
As far as like the aesthetic goes, I like werewolves and vampires almost equally, but my favorite stories to read usually end up being zombie stories because they take on all the post-apocalyptic tropes, and that's like one of my favorite genres for like movies, comics, all of it. Just all about preparing for the apocalypse.
I'm that weird person that has a zombie apocalypse survival strategy with my brothers. So
our house
we have plans. We have plans in place, even though scientifically probably they're not likely. It doesn't hurt to be prepared, even if you never have to actually use the plan. You've got one.
Agreed.
So what's yours, Kelly?
So I feel like I like more vampire stories, but as far as the creatures go, I think I'm more interested in werewolves. If I really think about it, because I think partially because vampires have been overdone lately. So that's part of it. But also because werewolves are incredibly fascinating because they still retain so much of their humanity, and they can't, granted, vampires most of the time don't have a choice either, but werewolves don't have a choice in whether or not they turn. And so they're a normal human most of the month, and then they struggle with turning. But you don't see a lot of werewolf stories that really, or the werewolf stories that are out there, not a lot of them are really dig into that in a satisfying way, which is why I'm really excited to read the comic from Crayle, from your guest this week.
Oh, Nightwolf and Snowpaw by Rob Multari and Mog Park. Those are awesome. You can find those at, I believe it's lonewolf.com. Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong. Do the thing. But yeah, Rob Multari and Mog Park, they have a Kickstarter going for the next volume now, but some of them are available to purchase just as is. And we have nothing official to announce about it yet, but actually we're going to be working with that creator on a pretty big project that you guys are going to want to follow. So
we're so excited. So watch the space, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ryan had shown me some of the stuff from that a little while back, and it looks really interesting. So I'm kind of excited to get to work with them too. That's going to be really cool.
Me too.
The Snowpaw covers are so beautiful. Yes. And one of the things we were talking about with Rob is that we felt like a lot of times werewolves don't really get a fair shake, where they just kind of get shoehorned into or tacked onto vampire stories. Yeah. So, here
it's
werewolves
are always werewolves versus vampires, and I mean, I get it. That is
also like,
I don't see how they would actually really have an issue with each other, because they really wouldn't cross paths much unless, it's during the full moon and it's the feeding ground for the werewolf and he's stepping on the vampire's turf. But I was like, they're both these creatures that are already ostracized for being so different. Why would they hate each other so much?
And I actually really loved Oz's story in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, even though they didn't dig into it as much as they could have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he kind of got a little bit of a story, but not as much.
Partly because Seth Green left just as they were starting to
really ramping up the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did upload some pictures. Crayle, if you can think of any more of my costumes that needed to be highlighted, you know better than anyone. I mostly focus on stuff that I've actually made.
I mean, you might not be considering your Maleficent to fit in this genre, but it totally does because she's a dark fairy, like in the Fable. Like I'm a goblin right now, which in like English, Scottish, and Irish lore are fae. So you know,
yes.
Since I'm the guest, I can upload whatever I want.
Exactly, basically
that too.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to highlight.
The guest doesn't have to fit the theme on their pictures.
I'm just kind of trying to highlight stuff from my cosplay career, I guess, for lack of a better word.
It's a career. It is work to be a cosplayer.
So I am going to talk about the theme a little more. Like I said, so Buffy, I'm just taking control of the episode. Sorry, y'all. So again, I chose it because Buffy was my first fandom. It really was my gateway into deeper nerdery. I've always been into superheroes and fantasy and sci-fi and all that ever since I saw She-Ra as a 5-year-old. I've told this story before. I've told the story about Buffy too, but since I'm the guest, I get to tell it again. But Buffy was kind of my nerd awakening. It was also my feminist awakening, which is, we're not going to touch on it too much, but it's interesting given some things that have come out about the creator.
Yeah.
However, Buffy had a lot more cooks in the kitchen than just the one person.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's about as much as we'll go there. So that's. Oh, the other thing I will say about it is, I really firmly believe that everyone should get to decide what art they separate from the artist, and that is what I'm going to say about that. So,
it's kind of like the fans saying that Harry Potter belongs to them now. So
yeah, like for me, Harry Potter makes me sad now, but I'm not going to begrudge those who it doesn't.
Right.
But so for Buffy, you know, when I go back and rewatch, I'll see traces of the ickiness. But
the man episode.
So gross. But that said, it was my feminist awakening. It kind of coincided with when the internet, more people were getting the internet, and my family got the internet when I was like 15 or 16, and Buffy came out when I was 16. You all are welcome to do the math. That's fine. I mean, I've said my age on the show, so I don't care.
Oh yeah. No, I was in my early mid-teens when it came out. So, you know, we all kind of watched it. That the women, there were people that are now women, grew up watching it as girls, and we saw this badass babe. Like, she was still pretty and liked to fix her hair and do her makeup and wear her dresses, but she was also
our age.
She was literally out there beating the ass of these vampires while being named Buffy. Yeah, that was the whole point.
The thing is, she could be girly. She could go through all the things teenage girls do, but she could also kick butt.
But she was the chosen one. She was the next Slayer, and she got to be this. Like, she was a fighter. She was strong, and like we all got to see something like that when all especially the fantasy stuff, vampires and things. It was always the Van Helsings, the men that were the killers and everything. So we got to see a young girl fighting and killing vampires, and we're like, wait a minute, what?
And then she'd go to the mall. It was awesome.
Yeah. And she still had she still liked the guys and had all of that, but she was multifaceted instead of just either girly or the tough slayer. She got to be all around instead of one side or the other. And I mean, I love what Sarah Michelle Gellar did with it, because I grew up watching the movie. Lovely, cheesy movie. God, I love it.
But the movie is one of my favorites still too.
It's so campy. It is so
delightful.
Something.
Thomas and Kelly disagreed on which they should show me first, the movie or the show. And Kelly was like, if I don't show Crayle the show first, she's not going to appreciate the movie the same, and vice versa. Like,
and see, I grew up watching the movie. Yeah, when the movie came out, my brothers and I were watching it. We were into it. And then when I saw they were making the TV show, I was like, oh my God, this is super cool. And then I remember, like, years into the show, people were like, why don't they make a movie of this? And we're like,
and you're like, no.
Did. It's like, this came from the movie. It's so
Speaking
bad.
of Thomas.
And this is Thomas. Yep.
He mentioned earlier that zombie stories tend to be his favorite out of werewolves, vampires, or zombies. So if you're just joining us now, Derek, or anyone else, tell us which is your favorite. And Thomas says the movie is better, talking about the Buffy series versus the Buffy movie.
That is a long-running debate in this household. And you know what? He's lucky I love him. Because...
Look, I will say they each had a special place in my heart.
Same here.
The show had so much more to expand on, whereas the movie was literally like, a 2-hour movie. And it was so early 90s. Oh my God, it was so early.
Nothing is more 90s than that movie.
I wanted that stupid yellow leather jacket so bad when I was younger that they fought about. I wanted that stupid jacket.
I would wear that yellow jacket today. My birthday's coming up, y'all. Send it to me.
Yellow leather jacket. If you don't know
what
we're
talking about, cheerleading outfit, I would wear that. I want that cheerleading outfit so I can do that stupid cheer.
We should all get one and do it.
Funky is your chicken. How funky is your chicken? How loose is your goose? My goose is totally loose. So come on, all you hog fans. Come on, all you hog fans. And shake your It's just like for the cosplay catwalk. I will do this again for the cosplay.
You want to know what's even better? My brothers can still do that cheer with me. They loved it so much, they used to run around the house singing that song. So see, guys, the feminism of Buffy got into everybody.
I agree with you, Derek.
Yeah, Derek says, I tend not to be a fan of zombies or mindless undead. And Kelly says she agrees. I talked over her because I suck. I don't suck. That was a joke.
We love you. I say I suck all the time. It's fine. Hey, I'm a vampire today, so it works.
Well, I want our viewers to know that I don't actually believe that, because some people really are down on themselves that much, and our heart goes out to you if you feel that way.
That's why we're here. We try to make everybody feel better about themselves.
Mm-hmm. Right. Whereas David says, and it's funny because these popped up at the same time, I like zombie movies more because the real villains are actually the people. That just tells you how David feels about people, actually. He's not a fan.
I mean,
1 out of 10, highly unlikely to recommend.
As a retail manager, I agree with him.
As a retail manager, I'll bet you've seen some zombies.
Oh, yeah, I've seen a lot of brainless people.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen a lot of those rage zombies working in retail, the ones from later movies that run super fast and hate everything. They're not mindless. Yeah. They're actually just full of rage. They're Red Lantern zombies.
Oh dear, that's terrifying.
Yeah. Derek says, I prefer vampires or alternative takes on vampires. And then
what Derek means is he likes sparkly vampires.
That is not what he means.
That's absolutely what he means. That's what I'm taking away from it, Derek.
Alternative takes.
His next comment was, Crayle knows how much I like vampire-esque villains. It's true. I was Derek's editor on his first Tales of Havera novel that isn't quite published yet. And I got inside his mind. We kept making jokes about how what he was really paying me for was to be his therapist and psychoanalyze him.
Oh boy. Is that what you did to me when you edited my book?
Isn't that what we're always doing to each other?
I mean, yeah.
But also, yes.
That's fair, actually. I would love to know psychological insights from my book. And if you all want to make psychological insights in my book, we will tell you where to buy it at the end of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of plugs tonight, but hey, gotta promote.
Apparently, I'm promoting the heck out of myself tonight. I don't know.
Well, you're a guest, so that's the point.
Mm-hmm. And it is time for the cosplay catwalk. I'm the guest, but I'm also being a bossy host because it's been
absolutely. I mean, that's what you do. It's your thing.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, when I wasn't on the show, I was watching it the next day, and Thomas laughed, and he was like, "You're the only one who keeps them on the tracks at all, aren't you?"
Yeah, it was us and Keisha and Willow. There was no conductor on that train.
Chance. It was very entertaining. I loved it. It was such a great episode.
Keisha
and Thomas was like halfway through the show. Thomas was like, "Cosplay." They said cosplay. Like,
well, we were crossing over that time, so it wasn't just cosplay.
We were talking cryptid creatures. You were good. He did.
We were talking about Keisha running for president a couple of years.
It was hilarious though, because he's like, "You're the only one who keeps them on target." I'm like, "It's the blind leading the blind, honey. If you're trusting me."
There are no tracks. This train has never been on any.
No, we are an all-terrain train. It's like, we need to talk about that in our sci-fi episode when we get around to that. All-terrain train.
That is coming. That is coming first week in December with our friend Charlie, who's not watching tonight because he is watching a movie for research for his podcast. He did apologize. So
that's okay. He's here most of the time. We forgive him.
We forgive him. We still love him. And he will be here.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so who's going first? So I assume me.
I mean, you said it. You put it out in the ether. It's got to happen now.
Okay. I need to make a little room. Okay. How funky is your chicken? How funky is your chicken? How loose is your goose? My goose is totally loose. Come on, all you hog fans. So come on, all you hog fans, and shake your caboose. And shake your caboose. Happy Halloween.
And if you once again want to hear that, just go watch the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. You will not regret it.
Yeah, I feel like we need to cut that snippet and put it on TikTok because we need to be embarrassed again.
And we need the cheerleading uniform so we can actually do that all together sometime.
Yeah, so if you all want us to do that all together, send us a cheerleading uniform.
Because it'll be even worse because I have no rhythm to speak of.
I don't have any rhythm either. We're white girls.
Oh yeah, I dance like a white girl. I straight up dance like a white girl. It's okay.
All right, who's going next?
I'll go next.
I'll get up, I guess.
Let's see this goblin mode.
You want to go? You want to show off your goblin?
Okay,
you want me to go?
Okay. All right, no, I'll go. I'm going. We're in a Hoosier off.
Yes.
So we call it when everybody at the intersection is trying to let the person in front of them go.
Yeah,
your chicken, how loose is your goose? My goose is totally loose. So come on, all you hog fans, and shake your caboose. And shake your caboose.
There's yeah. About the look so cute. I love this goblin look so much.
Okay, so I actually should explain, since it's an original character, this is my book goblin. She lives in a coastal town somewhere in either Ireland, Scotland, or England. I have not decided yet.
Somewhere in the UK.
Parks in any of them.
Somewhere, yeah. She only comes up out of her grotto to be engaged in like petty crime and trick people into loaning her books that she never returns.
That is amazing.
Book goblin.
I love her.
Do crime.
Does she have a name?
She does not have a name yet. She doesn't need one. She's just the book goblin.
That's fair.
I mean, all she does is read and then trick people into giving her books, and they all just call her the book goblin because she's the only book goblin they know. So
I would totally be friends with this book goblin because I just want to read and have people give me books too. So,
well, she doesn't want to be friends. That's why she lives alone in a sea grotto.
She and I can just keep giving each other books. and then go about our merry way.
Where
So we
does
can
one
do
apply
two
to be a book goblin?
I mean, I've got the fairy thing, so I could be a fairy from around there, and we can just like be mythical creatures together.
Okay, but
that's fair.
where do I put in the resume to be a book goblin?
I feel like you have to be
I'm not
born one of
sure.
those.
I'm not sure we're hiring right now. Like,
Damn
it's super exclusive, Kelly.
They're never hiring when you need the
Or
job.
is that something that I just start doing?
Yeah, you know.
And don't ask. Okay.
Petty
Don't ask
crime. Like,
permission.
do it
Ask
first,
forgiveness.
ask forgiveness later. Better to ask forgiveness than permission. You're a goblin. You do it.
I can do goblin mode. I can absolutely do goblin mode. Crayle and Andrea have both seen me in goblin mode because they have seen me outside of cosplay.
It's true.
All right, go Andrea.
I've seen the corset before. Don't worry. I got Myyyy.
You look so pretty.
Like I said, I wanted to be Nadja since I started watching this show. So,
Yes.
and look, y'all, amazing Goodwill find. I love this shirt. It is ridiculous and poofy and amazing. Like that
That's a
is
Goodwill find.
Really, really
knew
good.
that.
I'm so
love-
impressed.
I love it. The fact that it fits is the big thing because I usually find stuff I love and it doesn't fit, and then I still buy it and then I give it to people.
You should
I'm like,
go
I
with
want to-
Kelly. One time Kelly was like, I have a feeling about a Goodwill. And I was like, okay, well, I need several different colors of wide calf boots. And there's no way they're going to have size 10 wide calf boots in here. And we walked in and the boots like smacked you in the face as you first walked in the door. Like normally shoes are all the way in the back and size 10 was facing out. Like it went from smaller to larger. And so like 14 through 10 were all right in front of us. And then I found brown boots, dark red boots, and then a short pair that I also really liked, so they didn't have to be wide calf. Like
Those red boots were so cute. We need to figure out a costume to go with those.
we do.
Because they have like studs or like some sort of bling on them too.
I
They're
think
like
they had like
boots.
copper, like the square studs, not the spike studs.
They were that's what I'm thinking of. They had like just a little bit like they were like pirate boots.
Yeah.
They were so cute. Yeah, we need to come up with an outfit for those.
Mm-hmm. Well, just so that we're not ignoring our fans here.
Hey, Derek.
Derek says Jackie Chan Adventures had a unique vampire that drained people of their chi or life force, which led to interesting side effects. I remember that. And that his birthday is in December. Happy birthday, Derek! We're gonna have to do a birthday photo shoot for Derek. Or like a slideshow of all our redheaded characters or something.
Yes.
My uncle gets so mad when I post pictures of me in my redheaded costumes because he's like, "You're my niece, and you know redheads are my favorite." He's like, "You have got to stop doing this."
That's weird.
He goes, "You've got to stop. I cannot have you be a redhead."
Like, well, it's fine. It sounds like a him problem.
And Thomas
I
says
keep
happy
thinking-
Halloween and happy early birthday to Derek. I assume to Derek.
Halloween is the best.
He's already wished me a happy early birthday.
Well, maybe he's wishing you again. Sometimes husbands are mushy like that.
That's true.
Aw.
When he's not calling me old.
This is what happens when you're late is you missed Kelly's response to her husband calling her old, and now you're gonna have to catch the replay and watch the beginning to see what happened because it was
Because we're not
relevant
going to tell you.
Nope, we're not gonna tell you.
All right, segue into my pictures and then guest submissions.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I just quickly grabbed pictures and I mostly focused on costumes that I've made.
Really quick first. Derek says, you do the redhead slideshow and I'll send y'all the cheerleader outfits you want because I am a simple man.
That's fair.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I think we all have plenty of them.
All right. I am sorry.
No, you're not, Derek. We don't believe you.
He'll be sorry once he watches the beginning of the episode. All right, so first up is a costume that I made. This is Livewire. I need a better wig. So this costume was a challenge, obviously, because of the very low neck.
No, that's
and
a
I
bell button line. That's not a neckline anymore.
no, it's not. There is mesh. It's hard to tell, which was the point. Also,
yeah.
you know, my cleavage is held up with hopes and dreams. So that was fun. There's a funny story about this picture, which was taken by Ronald Liddell, by the way, just photographer credits. So my mom didn't know I was doing this costume, and she was sitting. My mom's not a superhero fan, but she is proud of my cosplay. So she was sitting down with some of her church friends, showing them pictures from my trip to Metropolis. You all can guess where this is going. And
Ooh.
she's flipping through the pictures. And this was part of a Superman villains shoot. And the first picture she came to, you couldn't quite see my face. It was a group picture. And she was like, I think that's Kelly, but I really hope it's not. Oops. In front of her church friends too. And then she gets to it and she's like, and my dad had been with me for this trip because he decided to come with me because I was gonna go alone. And he was like, well, I can't let my daughter, my like adult daughter in her late 30s, married with children. I can't let my daughter travel 7.5 hours alone. I should go with her so she doesn't have to travel alone. It was really sweet. My dad is really sweet. But so
Dads
he came with
do
me.
things like that.
Oh, my dad's the best. Yeah, dads are the best. So my dad had come with me. He had followed me to most photo shoots, but this one was like after. It was later in the day, and it was like right outside my hotel. So he didn't end up going with me. So he didn't know about this one. It wasn't that I was trying to hide it. Like I'm a grown woman. It doesn't matter. But so my mom gets to that, and she's like, "Oh, nope, that's my daughter." And it's basically showed my daughter in this risque costume.
I mean, it's still covered. So I mean,
It's important that they're covered. But yeah, that always makes me laugh, and I really need to get this one out again because whatever. I like Livewire. She's a fun character. No hiding that, says Derek. Yes, Derek, this is one of the costumes that you haven't seen before, I'm pretty sure, because you were asking me what costumes I have that you haven't seen. This is a more recent one. This is Laura Croft. There's not actually a whole lot to this costume besides the makeup, which I'm really proud of because I've been really working on upping my makeup game. So just like making myself look dirty and beaten up. Pretty proud of that. And also you can't see a lot of it here, but the location that this photo shoot was taken and it was just gorgeous. Like I cannot get over this location. Crayle and I are going to do more shoots here. At some point, I'm going to do more shoots. I'm in love with this location. It's 30 minutes from my house. It's gorgeous. This is my Injustice 2 Black Canary. So I had an online friend who, as soon as because it's kind of been my thing to cosplay a lot of different versions of Black Canary. So as soon as the game trailer came out, my friend sent it to me and was like, "Oh, are you going to do this?" And I'm looking at the pants, and I call them the mullet pants because they're like half fishnets, half pants. And and at first I'm like, "What the hell are these pants?" And then I fell in love with them because I don't know, I kind of love them. So I'm looking at the pants, I'm looking at the outfit. I'm like, you know what? I can make this mostly with stuff I have in my craft room from all the Black Canary costumes I've made. I've accrued some stuff. So I did it, and I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. Like I have to remake the jacket because that jacket unfortunately is falling apart. But everything else is still.
That's the only thing that sucks about using faux leather is eventually it falls
just
apart
dies on you.
It starts flaking and tearing at the seams.
Yep. And it's sad when it does because you're like, I put so much work into, but I cut off the yellow vinyl part that has all those studs that I painstakingly put in by hand. That hurts. So this is my Black Widow. One of them.
Such a poser.
Such a poser. I had to figure out that pose after the movie. So the suit itself is like a cheapo Catwoman suit from a Halloween store. And then I've just upgraded the accessories bit by bit. I made the belt, and the bracelets are the pricey bracelets that light up that I actually found for much better price than I would have found online at C2E2 last year. So, and yeah, I love being Black Widow. This is my Once Upon a Time Ariel that I made by hand, and the skirt is forever fraying because the bottom is supposed to look frayed. So, but I love that outfit a lot. I really loved it when they brought her to life, and like, yeah.
For a while, that was your only website preview image we could get to come up. Like, a photo in that costume.
I mean, having a redhead in a bra, I guess that's kind of our brand.
I guess it wasn't
that is
what I
one
intended
way.
for, like your author page, but whatever, we fixed it.
You know what? That is the way to bring all the Carls and the Dereks to the yard.
Mm-hmm.
This is my Rebirth Canary, which I made in a week after, because the Rebirth designs came out and I fell in love with this. This is probably my favorite Black Canary outfit aside from Injustice. It's a really, really nice design. It really incorporates her former looks and just also kind of reinvents it. And this is my favorite part about that outfit. I did the back of that jacket by. Thank you. Yeah. I cut the outline out of yellow vinyl. This is the yellow vinyl that I think I mentioned a few episodes back that I ordered. I was not thinking, when I first started sewing, I had no concept of how much a yard was because I am a dumbass. So I ordered like 3 yards of yellow vinyl for something that I needed like a quarter of a yard for. Those 3 yards of yellow vinyl.
It's better to have too much than not enough.
Always. And they were, back then, marine vinyl was really inexpensive, and it's way more expensive now. And it is a nice staple to have in your closet or in your cosplay stash. So that's some of the marine vinyl that I had ordered like 10 years before that I used for the outline, and then I hand drew the feathers, and that is the version of the Black Canary symbol that is tattooed on my ankle. And I love that leather jacket. It needs a little bit of love too on the symbol. The jacket itself is fine. But yeah, that's it. Also put studs on that because Black Canary costumes love their studs, and studs don't love my fingers, but they look nice. It's worth it.
Some of those details suck to handle, but they look amazing when you're done. So,
yep. So that's my random selection of costumes. I also try to avoid costumes that I've already worn.
When Kelly's not the Phoenix, she's Black Canary. That's
kind
of your jam. But you make an amazing Black Canary, and she's got cool costumes. So,
thank you.
You just go for it.
And also, it is my dream to be able to just scream at my problems until they go away.
If only.
If only. So let's go through our viewer submissions because we got some really good ones because we have some talented friends.
We're doing that now? Sorry, I was reading.
You're being a book goblin.
Not really. I was listening, but...
Oh, he was being in character.
Attention to our guest submissions. I love our guest submissions so much.
All right.
Me too.
Who's driving these? Me? You guys?
Oh, I can.
Okay. I mean, I can.
Until I can get it where my screen lets me see everything at once, it is so hard, and I hate it because it drives me insane.
Look at Robin.
I love you, Robin.
She looks so
Who doesn't want to be eating brains?
I love this photo so much.
It is such a good picture of it, even though she's shoving a brain in her mouth.
And this is by our friend Mark Schaefer, who is the first photographer that I ever worked with, who basically taught me how to pose. And I adore him for that. I will never stop thanking him for that. This is Blue Raptor Abby.
Tabby. Did I forget T?
Blue Raptor Tabby. Okay, I missed the T.
Yeah. Her name's Tabitha.
She makes an absolutely lovely Sarah. Like, gorgeous.
It's not a Halloween episode if you don't have at least one Sanderson sister. You just kind of have to.
Especially since Hocus Pocus 2 came out. I am a little disappointed.
It was such a fun movie. It was so cute. Like, the first one was really dark. This one was a little more fun.
I still haven't seen it yet. I keep meaning to.
I enjoyed it.
It was cute. It was cute. It had a good message.
The first one was way more serious, way darker. This one was a lot more fun and just got to revisit the characters. And I think they had fun playing it. It looked like they really did.
Yeah, I liked it. There were some funny moments.
Yes.
Oh, look at this.
Wait, now, Miss Chibi cosplay and then her mom, zombie girlfriend. Her mom makes all of her costumes. Ellie is tiny and adorable and has been cosplaying since she was like 3 or 4, I think. But
so
this kid, like, and it's not mom forced kid to cosplay. She went, I want to wear costumes. And mom was like, I have to find something to fit a 4 or 5-year-old and wigs that fit. But this kid, like, is a pro. If you ever are in this area and you meet her, like, she knows how to do the posing. She's got the personality and everything to go with it. It is so great.
And look at that Addams Family portrait.
Yes.
Which at Mid-South-Con, there was a really good Coraline at Mid-South-Con who was like a younger girl, but
yeah. I don't know if it was her. It might have been, but March feels like forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
I might
that was like 10 years ago.
It feels like years ago. I can't believe it was only like several months ago.
Now, Lindell did not give me. They didn't give me a social media to tag on here. They emailed these to us though.
Okay, I will get it. We'll come back to Lindell because yes, Lindell's awesome. Like,
yeah, they didn't give. I asked if they had any social media, but never got a response. But we still want to show off their amazing costumes.
He's so good. Yeah.
Jen being fabulous.
She's so good.
And you also can't have Halloween without Beetlejuice. You kind of have to have some Beetlejuice stuff in the Halloween.
Okay, Lindell is Paducah_Joker.
Okay. Well, I will fix that when I post them because I am going to get caught up on posting things on Instagram at some point.
You're fine. Oh. You are going into hell season in retail.
Being a tired adult is fun, guys.
0 out of 10. No
stars. Negative 10 out of 10. Do not. I want to go find Neverland.
There is no returns and no returns.
You know what? It's the thing they don't tell you about when you're a kid. You're like, I can't wait to be an adult. I'm like, yeah, I got the money to do things I want, but now I'm too tired to do them.
I don't have the money to do things I want.
Well, that too sometimes.
And if you eat ice cream for dinner, no one tells you that you get fat and feel bad about it.
That's very true.
Eating ice cream for dinner has downsides. Also, you sometimes get like heartburn. No,
but it does make you happy while you're eating it.
Yeah.
The heartburn is what threw me for a loop about becoming an adult. I was just like, what is this? Am I dying?
We're all dying day by day.
Slowly.
No one to tell me I can't eat what I want except my own body.
Yeah, that's the one person that'll tell you shouldn't eat that.
Man, this Halloween episode got a little too dark.
Let's go back and look at Val here, who is doing a Tinkerbell, who you didn't clap enough and she died. You didn't believe in fairies enough, guys.
So much. Like, oh. so much. It's so clever.
You have to believe in them, and if you don't believe in them, well, this is the result.
You get zombie Tinkerbell, basically.
Which is kind of great.
She's.
I feel like Tinkerbell would be a weird zombie, but would totally be one.
Oh, she would be a
Nikki.
mean zombie.
I mean,
They
she
are
was
there.
already so like mean girl.
She was. Oh God, Tinkerbell is such a mean girl. It hurts. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. So good. I love Garrett and Nikki so much. They look so good.
Yes, they wore these at the trunk or treat we did a couple of weeks ago, and they're probably wearing them tomorrow.
Yay!
I love their Jack and Sally. Now, Garrett he had the mask. He goes, yeah, for the next one, I'm doing the makeup. I'm not wearing the full headpiece mask. Not in Memphis, because you never know. It was literally like 30 degrees 2 nights ago, and it's now like 45, 50 degrees tonight. So, yeah, that's why we stay sit down here. We keep getting colds because the weather's ridiculous. Welcome to the South.
It's up here too. It was snowing 2 days ago, and there was frost in my car this morning, and then it was 80 degrees on my way home.
Yep. This is why we all have colds all the time. My allergies are going crazy. And the lovely pastel Gosloth, we're going to have to do some Nadja twin stuff at some point.
I'm here for that. Yes.
But V looks amazing in whatever they wear. So V knows I'm going to talk them up constantly. Also, if you need wig advice, this lovely human
wig
just did my Anastasia wig, and I literally cried when they put it on my head. When they put it on me and then put the crown on, I looked in the mirror and I cried. So it was very good, but I'm over there crying like a little baby in their bathroom.
My heart was like expanding in my chest looking at the photos. Like, you look so good.
So good.
I can't wait to put it all together next week.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see pictures. I'm like living vicariously.
The Pink Palace has a gorgeous staircase. There will be pictures. Yes. Because it is expensive to book a photo shoot at the Pink Palace. I'm going to be there for free volunteering. I am taking pictures. Yes. And here's our amazing friend, Mr. Chris Jowers.
I love Chris. He's the best.
He is one of literally, he does all these villains and does them well, but he's one of the most kind-hearted people I have ever met. He might hate me for saying that, but yeah, he really is. He really is such a good guy. He's also a great author, so guys, you want to look him up and buy his books too. Promote your friends. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't send any of his Joker pictures because he is the Joker.
His Joker is
the voice. The voice is so good. And of course, our beautiful Sarah, just being fabulous as usual. I love her because I love that she did the Melina and Katana pictures, and she sent us her Melina, but she has them they're actually edited together, so she's both characters. And she's just amazing. Anything she puts on, it's going to look amazing. It just when you look like Sarah, not to say other people are not attractive but Sarah is just absolutely amazingly beautiful, and it's ridiculous. She's also so sweet, and is constantly buttering everybody else up. She constantly tells other people how amazing they are, and so it reflects her inside and out. She's just amazing. Absolutely. And she's also a talented author. Yes. So follow her. And an actress. She's made a lot of short movies around here too. And she plays the violin. So yeah, Sarah's a very multi-talented person. God just gave with both hands with her. Yeah. It just kept giving.
Derek says, I'm all for Kelly's energy tonight. It's addicting.
Why, thank you. It's the blood I've been drinking.
That's why she still looks like she's, going to be in her mid-20s right now. It's all that young girl blood you chugging down over there. Exactly.
Pulling an Empress Elizabeth.
Yeah. Lady Bathory. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And of course, Can't
is
go
our
without our
ice
ice cream
queen.
queens.
And we love them so much. We are going to do a crossover episode whenever we can rein them in.
Oh yeah, they're busy girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Neil told me she could make it tonight, and she's like, "I'm so sorry. I had something on my calendar that I forgot about." I'm like, "Yes, I know, DL. October is your busiest month because you are literally a scream queen."
Yeah. She does. She's in a band and everything. So they've been playing concerts and doing all sorts of stuff.
She is in, oh gosh, she's the coolest. Like,
Yeah.
DL
And
is
tell
who
her
I
I
want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
Did we just say the same thing?
We did. We did.
Yeah. DL's amazing. And so is Lauren. Like, they're both amazing.
Yes.
So they're amazing. They're gorgeous. They're glamorous. Yes. And here is more of DL and her daughter, who is also gorgeous. And funny story about DL's daughter. So Facebook keeps tagging me in pictures of DL's daughter. Like pictures from when she was 13 too. Like, I don't know what Facebook is doing. So DL is apparently my mom, even though she's not old enough to be my mom. But yeah, DL is my mom. Which
she's probably just an ageless vampire, and she's actually a whole lot older than she's telling us, and she's lived forever, and that's why she can do so many amazing things. She just keeps doing all this cool stuff in her life. So
basically, that would explain a lot, actually.
Yeah.
And then
and an Angel. She actually there's a haunted hayride that goes on down in Mississippi, and she is one of the ghost pirates on it every weekend. I love it. Angel loves being a pirate because Angel is a pirate, but the ghost pirate is even better with getting to do all the crazy, scary makeup and everything. She even drives around with the skeletons in the backseat of her car. Like they just ride in her car with her. It's great.
No, she takes the carpool lane with the skeletons? That's my question.
I don't know. We'll have to ask. But they even have names. I don't remember their names, but her skeletons have names and everything. So
I love that.
Angel is great. I adore her so much. She's so awesome. She's got a birthday coming up too. She's an October baby. Angel's got a birthday coming up soon.
I feel like October babies are very spooky. We have Halloween in our veins.
As a child of a Halloween baby, I can say yes. My dad lived for Halloween. It was one of the best.
And we have drama in our veins.
Yeah, that's why I got all the spooky back here. If it wouldn't have been noisy enough, there's a good chance I would have done the entire episode from my front yard because of all of my spooky decorations. And Crayle, there's been so much more added since you were here.
I've been living for the pictures. So
there's more. We're gonna actually, the fire pit that we put out in front for the witch's cauldron, we're gonna put fire in it on Halloween night.
Nice.
So
Andrea, you should share pictures on the Cosplay Cafe Facebook and Instagram.
I can. Of my spooky coven of witches out in my front yard and my graveyard and my 5-foot spider.
Mm-hmm.
Should probably tag that so people avoid the spider tag, because I know there's a lot of people that are triggered by spiders. And he is rather large. He's literally like 5 feet because his spider web is like 10 feet.
Mm-hmm. Like how you guys are like, yeah, October spooky babies. I'm a Valentine's baby. And everyone I know whose birthday is super close to Valentine's Day is just like, get TF out of here with your paper hearts and your pink and red balloons. Just get out.
Yeah. I'm less than 2 weeks after Valentine's Day, and I'm just like, I do like watching the people panic shop right before their dates on Valentine's Day.
That's a little evil. I love it.
It is. But it is so great because it happens every year. You see these people like standing in front of the Valentine's cards, and it's like 6:30, and you know they've got a date at like 7 or something. And they're like, "Where's your Valentine's candy? We put it out the day after Christmas. We haven't had any in almost a month."
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I am a horrible, evil person.
Cry having a birthday close to Christmas. My friend's birthday is close to Christmas. I usually end up celebrating their birthday like in a completely different month. Just like, hey, wanted you to feel special. So Derek, if you want us to give you a September unbirthday or something, let us know.
My sister-in-law, Ashley, her birthday is the winter solstice, so literally days before Christmas.
Ugh, that's rough.
Yeah. So we still do her birthday and Christmas because we're like, we're not going to be one of those people that goes, well, here's your birthday Christmas present.
I hate that. Like
the number of significant others I had who were like, so I can just give you one thing for Valentine's Day and your birthday. And I was like, no.
These red flags were sewn into the shape of a person.
Yes. Yes.
So many.
I
had like 4 significant others before my husband my whole life. Mm-hmm. And like all 4 of them were like, so I can just give you one thing. And it's like, if it was going to be like an experience, like a thing we were going to go do together.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm not trying to sound like present grubbing.
Not trying greedy.
Like, you can't give me a box of chocolates and be like, this is for your birthday too.
No.
Like,
yeah.
Come on.
No. Not cool.
All right. So ladies, any last words on the theme?
I do have another plug for a friend. If you like our theme music, King Duffy, my amazing friend Dwayne Spite, just put out a new Halloween album called The Horror of It All. It's on all streaming platforms. So you can add it to your spooky Halloween playlist. And it is awesome because he writes some really great music. So go enjoy his music there as well.
Also, he's super nice. I got to meet him earlier.
He's a very giant guy, isn't he?
He's tall and
he's
broad.
like 6'4".
Like, he's visible from a distance.
Yeah, he's also a cosplayer. He just recently did his new Quinlan Voss from Star Wars. He literally finished it, as I did for him, the week of Memphis Comic Expo, and he judged the cosplay contest with me in it. So
nice.
He is a multi-talented and extremely amazingly kind human. So go listen to his music and help him get noticed.
Talking about gifts, Derek says they call me Greedy Spice. It's not an episode of Cosplay Cafe if we don't get a new type of spice to call Derek.
Yeah. So should we just cosplay the Spice Girls and he can be the Spice Boy with us?
Yes. Or I'm thinking a birthday present for Derek is a spice cabinet, but with custom labeled spices.
Ooh,
I love it.
The problem is Derek has a very limited palate when it comes to food, so
it can be a decorative piece.
So everything can be salt and pepper, but with different special labels. I don't know why
I'm should have like a printed out picture of a different spicy cosplay. Like,
yeah,
I'm telling y'all, okay, because I'm not even. It's not even a secret. I freaking love the Spice Girls. So if anybody ever wants to do a Spice Girls cosplay,
I'm down.
I was Baby Spice for a while. Like I went through a tomboy phase, and then after the tomboy phase was over, I was like, I'm Baby Spice now. I realized that Spice Girls were over like 7 years ago. Don't care. I'm Baby Spice now.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, which Spice Girl do you want to be?
Okay, look, for me, weirdly enough, it was not my style. It's not my aesthetic. I always loved Posh Spice.
Yeah, I can see that. The attitude. It wasn't the style. It was the attitude. That's very
But her clothing is not something I would normally want to wear, but I loved her. I also love Ginger because she was just goofy and weird.
I was going to say,
I saw Spice World in theaters. I totally saw that movie in theaters.
I watched my VHS of it so many times that it did that thing where the sound started wearing out and it had that high-pitched noise in the background of certain parts of the film.
So I'm down for this. We just need two more people to be the rest of the Spice Girls with us.
I am down. Like
actually, right now, Ginger. Kelly, you basically could turn what you have on into a Ginger Spice cosplay.
Heck yeah.
I mean,
I am doing the Union Jack dress, okay? That is a look.
I have a Union Jack tank top because of the Spice Girls. I still have it. I have not fit in it since I was size 4, but I have not let go of it.
This
Okay.
has to happen though, because I have a pink pleated skirt that has pockets and Spanx under it, which is such a Baby Spice thing. It's like high-waisted, super short with the Spanx.
Well, they had to wear stuff because all of their skirts were so short. You were going to see all the way up if they didn't have the Spanx underneath them.
Well, if
All
I
right.
remember correctly, they usually did, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about it that hard at that age.
So next
There were a
con
couple of
we're
times in the
at
pictures you
together. Gotta
Yeah.
save the queens. Next con we're at together, this is happening. Thank you, Derek.
Okay.
I'm for it.
They're
I love the Spice
really
Girls.
good.
I will gladly be Posh Spice.
Mm-hmm.
I can walk in those heels. It's fine. And I've done conventions in heels like that for 10, 12 hours. So it would be totally cool.
I can't walk in heels, but I'll make it work.
Jerry always wore platforms. You'll be fine. Big old platform boots.
Yeah, like the Steve Madden style, like
Less
same
Jerry.
height all the way across.
I knew
the
I
Because
liked
she's only like 5'2". Like she is so little, but she looks so tall. She had like 8-inch platforms on her feet.
I just like
There we
how
go, we're gonna-
half of them were named Melanie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like how do you put together
Mel
a
A,
band?
Mel B, Mel D.
It's like how do you literally get a band that you just like did auditions for and 2 of your members happen to be named Melanie? Like,
Right?
it's not an uncommon name, but it's not exactly the most common name either.
Maybe it's common in Britain. I don't even know.
I don't know, but we're gonna do this now.
All right. Well, before we go and before Kelly does any of our outro stuff, because she's running her own show, I do want to bring up that even though it seems like it's far away, it is super not as far away as it seems, especially if you count like weekend to weekends worth of activities. In January, the 20th through 22nd, we are doing the Multiverse fundraiser. Back at the Cereal Box presents it. So this show, for instance, is on the Cereal Box Network. We're benefiting the John Ritter Heart Health Foundation. It has a more specific name. It's aortic something, and I'm terrible at remembering things, but it's for heart health, and it's the John Ritter Foundation, a wonderful nonprofit. We have an amazing slate of celebrity guests who will start announcing the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. It's just going to be celebrity announcement, because our team worked super, super hard. Thanks, Kristen, if you see this, because she's our guest liaison. Where there's a giveaway, and also we're going to have 2 indie author panels by popular demand. We're gonna have one for comics and one for traditional novels, because we got so much like participation and interest the last 2 years. So put that in your calendar, go like the Facebook page or visit the website. It's the Multiverse Fun, FUN Razor, RAISER.com. I mean, I know I just showed you the banner, but some people are listening to this on audio only. If you want to know how to listen to us only on audio, by the way, because we do have audio only options, go to our link tree that we'll talk about later. Did I cover everything? Am I good?
I think so. But Kelly gets to give her cosplay advice. So, Kelly, what's your advice you'd give to starting cosplayers?
Okay, so my advice is that you need to remember that you are just one person, and what you can do is pretty amazing compared with what you're working with. So you need to look at before you beat yourself up about screen accuracy or being accurate to the comics. If you're doing a superhero costume, look at how many people are in the wardrobe department for superhero movies. And also superhero movies nowadays, most of the costumes are partially CGI. But usually they have possibly hundreds of people working on those costumes. They have a whole warehouse or workshop with very expensive tools, the best fabrics, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas you're working as one person in whatever your workspace is, with whatever your budget is. So the fact that you're recreating that is incredible. And you just have to give yourself a little slack. And also, like I was saying before, don't con crunch it. You know, self-care is really important. So just be reasonable with yourself, be kind to yourself, and have fun with it. really that's what it's about. It's not about having the most perfect, amazing costume. It's about having fun, the play part of cosplay. So that's my advice.
Yes. That is fantastic advice.
Did I just mute myself?
Maybe.
You know?
Oh, I can
There
hear
you
you
go.
now.
Okay. It's like that old, what was it, like AT&T commercial? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
It was one of those.
There's like, it's what working from home is like. I feel like that's the 21st century at this point. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
All right. So where can we find everyone?
All right.
The-
We can find
that link
everyone
tree.
on the link tree. I will put it on the screen. If my mouse starts working, why? Why does this always happen when we're live? When I do pre-recorded stuff, my mouse always works just fine.
Yep, that's how it always works.
There we go. I got it.
Yay.
So if you're only listening to the audio, Linktree, it works in their like official format, or if you type in linktree.com/, it also still goes to the same place. So it's /cosplay cafe podcast. So there are links to all of mine and Kelly's 8 million projects. There are links to Andrea's Instagram and all of the stuff that is specific to our show, which is the most important stuff there if you're seeing us here on Cosplay Cafe. But, you know, you're still going to want to check out like Kelly's books or the stuff that Andrea is sewing and selling, like her amazing corsets and stuff like that. You know.
It's just an easier way than trying to promote separate link trees all at once.
Mm-hmm.
We're all under this big banner right there.
Well, for a while there, mine and Kelly's link trees needed link trees.
Oh gosh.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we do too much. What do you all think? Sound off in the comments.
Okay.
My
Remember
links are pretty streamlined. Outside of the ether of the internet is where I am super busy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, like we mentioned earlier, the best way to support the show is to buy from our sponsor right now, whycosplay.com. You get a discount, which we're going to tell you how in this video, and you support the show.
And get cool stuff for yourself.
Cosplay Cafe is sponsored by Why Cosplay. Why Cosplay is very generous in offering all of our viewers a 20% off discount. All you have to do is go to our show notes and click on the link. Why Cosplay offers high quality cosplays in anime, game, movies. They also offer wigs, shoes, and more. So check out Why Cosplay today for your next cosplay, and be sure to send us pictures of yourself in cosplay. Every purchase does help support the show as long as you follow that link in the show notes. So you get a discount, you support our show. It's win-win for everyone.